afternoon, judges. My name is Simon Dusson, and I'm from Brisbane International. And today, I'll be presenting The Return of the Lost Son. Long time ago, there was a father who had two sons. They lived on a farm, and the father loved both of his sons very much. They worked hard together, and life was good. But one day, something happened that changed everything. The younger son was feeling restless. He didn't want to stay on the farm anymore. He wanted to see the world, have adventures, and do whatever he wanted. So one day, he went up to his father and said, "Father, I want my share of inheritance now. Before you die, I don't want to wait." The father was sad to hear this, but he loved his son and wanted him to be happy. So he divided his wealth and gave the younger son his share. The younger son was excited. He packed his things, left the farm, and went off to a faraway land. There, he spent all his money on wild livings, fancy clothes, parties, and lots of food. He thought he was having the time of his life, but he didn't realize that his money was running out fast. Soon, there was a great famine in the land. The younger son got no money left and no friends to help him. He was hungry, alone, and desperate. The only job he could find was feeding pigs, and he was so hungry that even pig food looked good to him. As he sat there, dirty and hungry, he thought to himself. He remembered his father's farm and even how the hired workers had plenty to eat. He thought to himself, "What am I doing here? I'll go back to my father and tell him I have sinned against him and against God, and I'm not worthy to be called his son anymore. But maybe he'll let me work as a servant on the farm." So he got up and went off and went to a long way home. Well, he was nervous and scared. What if his father was angry? What if he wouldn't take him back? But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him coming. His heart filled with compassion. He ran to his son, threw his arm around him, and kissed him. The younger son began to say, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you, and I'm not worthy to be called your son anymore." But the father didn't let him finish. He called to his servant, "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For my son was lost, but now he is found. He was dead, but now he's alive again." Meanwhile, the older brother was working out in the fields. When he came back and heard the music and dancing, he asked the servant what was happening. The servant said, "Your brother has come home, and your father is throwing a big party because he is safe and sound." The older brother was angry. He refused to go in. The father came out and begged him. The older son began to say, "All these years I worked hard for you, and I have never disobeyed your orders. And yet you have never given me even a young goat to celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours comes home, after spending all your money, you killed the fattest calf for him." The father looked at his son with love and said, "My son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we have to be glad and celebrate, for your brother was dead, but now he is alive again. He was lost, but now he is found." And so, the younger son was welcomed back home with love and forgiveness. The father's heart was big enough for both of his sons, and he taught them a lesson of mercy and grace.